Absolutely. So thank you to everyone who reviewed the application. It was sent out last week and then resent out as well. And I've heard from a handful of folks that just acknowledge receipt. And then there were two kind of main things. I mentioned this at the last meeting. I'd given some feedback just to add some additional help topics. Not topics, but just sort of where you mouse over certain questions and just added information will come up. So I know that Ryan and team are working, the tech folks are working on that. And that really is just, excuse me, if you have, if there's a question and you don't know what a terminology is, just some added sort of definitioning that could help. And thank you, Ryan. So all revisions have been incorporated. And then thanks to LDC member Rashida, who had a handful of comments and edits. It wasn't anything major or substantive that changes like definitions or layouts of the form, but it was more edits, some cosmetic, but most, well, I shouldn't say cosmetic. They were more things that sort of helped in describing something. So saying something different or saying something in a way that made it easier or the thought is that it would make it easier for the applicant. So I thought those were really good feedback. That was really good feedback. The process itself, you guys have also seen the timeline. The only update to what you've seen because of the feedback that us taking this extra week to review and ensuring that all of the feedback is incorporated, it'll now get released on February 1st, not not yesterday, the 25th, but it doesn't impact or impede at all anything kind of going forward with the workshop date, the application due date, like it doesn't change any of that. So hopefully, I know I'm talking fast, hopefully that was clear, but the bottom line, Pastor Robinson, is I feel like we should be good to go. I'm comfortable with where the application is. Ryan, Kanika, I don't know if you all want to add anything. Sorry.
Ryan had a comment.
So all the revisions have been incorporated. The link is ready to go. I talked to communications. We're ready to put it out. We can do everything. We can release everything and make the application live on Friday. But again, you guys are voting on that tonight. So it's really up to you when you would like the application to be released.
Okay, Takesha, Dr. Lattimore, either one of you have anything to add to that?
No, I reviewed the application and sort of went through the application process actually just a few minutes ago. So it made sense to me. I think that some of the things that we ran into on the back end in terms of oversight are still going to just have to be addressed through the selection process and some of that and how people complete the application. But I think it's actually asking for all of the information. It's asking for all of the information that we would need to hold people accountable and to ensure that it aligns with sort of the necessary impact. The one thing I did have a question about is there's a list of categories in terms of how they feel like their funding, that the funding that they apply to, where it fell. And I remember we had some kind of discussion around trying to align that with priorities for the county or for the local, for the impact zone. Do those categories reflect sort of that alignment?
Well, I don't think there should be any change. You're speaking in terms of changing the radius?
No, not the radius, but are there particular needs within the impact zone where we are like giving priority to or really sort of saying, hey, applications for homeless services or whatever the case may be are the ones that we're really looking for? Did we do any of that alignment?
No, well, Kevin and Senator Patterson are dealing with needs assessment, and I think that would kind of come in line with what we're looking for. They have a report on that in our next meeting, but they're doing the needs assessment piece, and we can associate with that with what we're looking for versus what comes through the door. And from that standpoint, we can kind of make a decision from there with the selection committee.
But that information is not going to be, we're not going to have it in time to integrate it into this application process.
No, not this time around. We just started this needs assessment, so it won't be this time around. We'll use the same criteria that we used last year and move from there. Does that answer your question?
It does.
Okay, Dr. Lattimore, you had your hand up.
Yeah, so I agree with Takesha because I remember we had that conversation, and you know, last time we did this when we provided the feedback, so I kind of wanted to know about the categories as well, but that was answered. So if when you say the changes have been incorporated, um, so there have been changes since Kimberly sent okay, no.
No, yeah,
Know
he's
what you're
talking
saying?
about
No.
what was sent. He's talking
Okay.
about the health thing. Yeah, nothing new.
Okay.
Yeah, so in reference to what we get to Keisha, I think the bottom line up front is going to be that although the questions are very clear, I don't think that the grant writers, most of them don't have the experience of providing feedback or expressing that, as far as metrics and things like that is concerned. So I think the grant workshop would help with that if they went, but if they don't go, I agree we're going to get the same thing that we got last time because the questions incorporated both of our feedback. So I think it's just going to be on the grantees that, you know, the applicants to express exactly how their company is going to be run. So Ryan was saying it's ready to go. So the announcement that came out at PG County last week, I did get that, and today I went to like several of the businesses in Fort Washington and told them about the grants and stuff. So if it's coming out on Friday, did we give them a date in that email that came from Prince George's County that the application will go live?
No, I don't think that had anything to do with us. You talking about the 200,000 that
Yeah,
no, that's not us.
that's not us.
No, that doesn't have anything to do with us.
Okay, so are we going to put something out saying the application is live now? Or whenever you guys release it to the public?
Yes. So what I'm suggesting, originally we thought we would need an extra week to get everything live, but we were able to make all the changes that you guys suggested and incorporate all of them into the application so quickly that we're able to get the announcement out on Friday to give people even more time to review the application, start to send in questions that they may have about the application, and get started to get the materials together. What we're trying to do is give people as much time to complete the application, to ask questions about the application if they have any, encourage them to ask questions. We want to, because in years past, we would drop the application and then quickly have the review seminar of the application. And that really didn't give people enough time to review it and then get their questions together. Now, let me pull up the timeline. So now we're suggesting of putting the application out this Friday, the 28th, and the grant workshop wouldn't happen until February 22nd. So that gives people almost a month just to review the application, get the materials together, and then come to that workshop. Or if they want to ask questions before the workshop, but come to the workshop, make sure that they're given all the proper guidance to fill out the application. And that way, hopefully, and also the radius has been extended to 6 miles. So we have an even bigger impact area to work with. So hopefully that will bring in more applicants and bring in more applicants who will pass the initial review by OMB.
And when are the applications due back?
They are due back on March 18th.
Okay.
So it gives you have a month to the workshop and about a month after the workshop to submit. So
okay, thank you.
Yeah, you should have gotten a copy of the timeline.
I did. I was comparing last year's to this year's timeline, and I think last year we went out later.
We were pressing it last year, but we've got, as Ryan just said, we've got plenty of time this year. Vice Chair?
Ryan, is it possible for us to get a copy of whatever it is that you sent out that we might be able to share it with our network and through our social media sites?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna everything that goes out on Friday, we're gonna give it. Make sure you guys have it to blast it out to all your networks. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, since everyone's taking a look at what we need to do is vote real quick. We can let Kim negotiate another meeting, but if I may have a motion to vote on this in a second, we'll move from there.
I move that we vote on the proposed application.
Keisha.
Second.
All right, Kevin is second. All right, we've all read it. All in favor of the changes that we made, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, hand. Okay, the pit.
Mr. Harris, I think I beat you too, making that motion, didn't I?
Okay, Ms. Mack, did I hear your voice?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's unanimous. Rashida, did I hear you?
Yes, you did. Aye.
Okay. So we have a unanimous decision, so we can move on from there. That's all we have for tonight. Go ahead, Ryan.
Still need to vote on the timeline. So that previous motion
Okay,
was just on the
yeah.
application. So
Yeah.
just need to do the same thing for the timeline.
Yeah, if everyone read the timeline, do I have a motion to accept the timeline as it is been written, and then a second?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Timeline is accepted and the changes to the application process has been accepted, and that's all we have to do tonight, fellas.
Is something else we can vote on so that we don't have to do it next time?
That's
If
pretty good.
if
Well,
anybody want to come over here and do a core workout with me, come on.
listen to you.
I'll pass.
I just got off my Peloton, so I'm good.
Oh my God, I'm a Peloton user too. We gotta get linked up. Yes, I need my blue dot for today.
Definitely. Just shoot me an email and I'll make it happen.
All right, well, Kimley's gone. We're gonna let Ryan get back to his brand new baby. Dr. Lattimore to her twins, and we'll move on from there. We'll see you guys on next week.
All right, thank you.
Good night.
Um,
Night, everyone.
Right.